This is at the trailhead. I haven't even started yet. It's beautiful out here. So I parked in the overflow parking area instead of closer to the day use area. And there's the trailhead. All right, off I go. Trail starts off with this little rock crossing right off the bat. Allergies are kicking in, so I kind of wish I took the Benadryl from home after all. Ooh, it's a bit slippy. Oh, wow. Nice. That's all there is to it. So coming up on an area called the Ponds, Camp Area C, Primitive Camp Area C is right there. There's one of the ponds right there. I'm gonna walk around, check this place out. I might hang out here tomorrow. Maybe swim, I don't know. That was a nice hefty little warm-up hike. Whew, this gravel road slips on you a bit. Hard to get the trekking poles into ground, but it is so nice out here. I'm not gonna lie, the very first part of the East Trail coming off of Primitive Site C, it kicked my butt. Steep incline. I might be exaggerating. No, I'm kidding. It was steeper than I'm used to. Corpus Christi's flat, not many hills to work on. That's probably my first hill in a very long time. Whew, all right. That's the first like 200 yards. And the sign said it was gonna be steep for a mile and a half. It's gonna be fun. But look at this view behind me. And then the ponds are to that way. So that's my left. I guess you're right, depending on how this posts. So the whole time I've been told to be careful coming up here to Lost Maples State Natural Area. I've been doing just that for the most part. I just love this view that's behind me. I'm going to show it to you right now. Oh, and this is what I mean about being safe. A little bird's eye view of the East-West Trail, the ponds, that chemical toilet down there. Woohoo! Yay! Chemical toilets! And West Trail. Actually, that's the trail that kicked my butt right down there. Yeah, I owe that one something. So yeah, the incline steep was steep, just like the map said. And I'm assuming all the steep inclines are just like that. Not going to stop me. Just going to read my contour lines a little better. Pick routes that take me slowly up the gradual inclines and down the steeper ones. See if that makes a difference. Or if I just fall down faster. That might be the case. So, this is still day one. I've done about 3 miles so far in about an hour and a half, give or take. So, my pace is definitely slower and has a lot to do with these inclines and declines. So even the downhill is a little sketchy, as my son would say. And I've got a downhill behind me. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. And I just started it. There's this nice little bench right here. And I wanted to enjoy this view a little bit. My goal was to get to the bottom of this hill, mountain, whatever you want to call it. I think it's hill. And there's a place called the Grotto, and that's where I wanted to have lunch. That's probably another mile from where I am. I don't know, I didn't look at the map. It's at the bottom of the hill, so that's probably the biggest difference between land navigating here in a state park with established trails and signs versus land navigation when I was in the Army, in the wilderness. So in military operations, you're your waypoints aren't exactly labeled for you by state park rangers, whereas here, that's exactly what I've got. I could be totally lazy about keeping track of pace count and what direction I'm going in, as long as I look up from time to time and see if, you know, I've got a fork in the road, as long as I'm still on a trail and not a game trail or a runoff. And if I just notice the big signs that are around, I'll take a picture of a few. But yeah, there was one that let me know I was about to split. This lizard probably thinks I'm chasing it. I can't see it. I think I better understand why when I checked in this morning, I said I was going to stay in the backcountry, campsite G or H, and the lady at the counter, the ranger said, "Oh, you're really, you're really roughing it." I think I understand why now, because that's the trail behind me right there, and then that's it right there. And then there's a couple of spots, a little sketchy. I wasn't sure if I was still on the trail. I thought I came to a dead end, and that meant either they had a path that just went to nowhere, which wasn't on the map, or I just had to have some faith and go forward. I looked at the map, trusted my skills, went forward, and picked up the trail again. Kind of helped that there was an arrow like 50 feet in front of where I went, so that worked. All right, I'm going to press on. This has been my whole afternoon. The stream there. So if I'm guessing right, this is the spring seeming to come up out of nowhere, just like the map says. My trail is over there, but there's also a little side trail over here. Not sure which one I want to take. It's 8 in the morning. I woke up at about 7 in the morning, packed up camp, had a raisin bran for breakfast. I'm now going up that hill to kick off the West Loop Trail. And man, the trail I took to get up here was pretty darn rugged. A lot more rugged than I expected, but it was pretty cool. So off I go. All right, it's just before 9 o'clock, a few minutes before. I just completed the West Loop Trail, which is about 2.3 miles, 3.5, something like that, and in under an hour. Nice trail. A lot of the thin stuff that I showed earlier, like right over there. Now, it's got a steep incline at the front and at the tail end. And you know, it's marked with rocks. So I'll show you real quick. You got these rocks all over the trail to really mark your way, preserve the trail, that kind of thing. That's a good thing. Unless you're going downhill with your trekking poles and you're using your trekking poles to kind of brace yourself as you're going down. I took, counting today and yesterday when I was on East Trail on a similar decline, I fell 3 times total so far. On this last one, I cut my hand. But all 3 times I was going downhill. I was using my trekking poles to, guide me down, and all 3 times the rocks underneath me just gave out, and I looked like something out of a comic book or a cartoon, and I took a fall. So that is annoying. And so from here on out, I'm going to try and experiment. If my trekking poles are the issue, the way I'm using them to brace myself in the front, maybe that's part of the problem, because I'm committing my upper body to a certain direction, and then the rocks underneath me want to go a different direction. And because I'm committed, I can't lower my center of gravity. I can't correct for the fall. I just go down. So I'm thinking on the downhills, if I don't use my trekking poles, I'm able to use my hands to balance as those rocks give out. So those rocks are a double-edged sword. I appreciate them because they mark the trail. And I said earlier that you get to be a little bit lazy about where you're going because you just follow the rocks. Now, the flip side of that is going downhill, those rocks aren't very loyal to you. They have no loyalty, they're just rocks. And they will slip out underneath you in a heartbeat without any warning. And with that said, the more you're able to be versatile with your arms, rebalance yourself, and correct for that slip, the better. I mean, they say to wear boots for that, but the way those rocks are slipping, boots wouldn't even help. I think you would continue to slip anyway, because that's all it was. It was a layer of rocks sliding down, and I went with. And there was nothing my shoes or my boots would have done if I had boots on. So there's my little tip. If you're coming out here to Lost Maples, there are 6 steep slopes, and you're going to go up 3, you're going to go down 3 if you do all the trails. Just be careful on the downhill, because those rocks are slippery. Start of the West Trail from the West Loop Trail. Found this on the West Trail. Check out the size of that cave. So again, I mentioned I'm going to be a little lazy here. So I came to a point where it looks like there's a trail going up that way, but then all the gravel is this way. And so I scouted up over there a little bit. Trail kind of ran out. Looked at the map, trusted my land navigation skills, came back down, and this is the Mystic Canyon. And look what is straight ahead. It was there the whole time.